A few comments. I think that the community worked very, very hard to put the PDO in place, and I am a little concerned about trying to make it that the PDO fits the project. I think the question about that FAR was very clear. The PDO allows a commercial property to be 100%, and it allows it to be 30 feet tall. And the PDO states very clearly that whenever there is a conflict between the PDO and the LDC, that the PDO is the one that will apply. And so in this case, we're allowed 100% coverage and 30 feet tall. And also, there is a discussion within the PDO about how if it's a mixed-use project as opposed to a commercial project, there is actually a bonus FAR, which was not brought up, and maybe just because it doesn't apply here, but it's an interesting comment from the community that if you have dwelling units within the commercial structure, that they're happy with that additional FAR. One of the things in the actual documents that we received with respect to that it's a residential building because it has dwelling units in it. I find that to be uncompelling just because it's a mixed-use project, and so is therefore a commercial project because it has the commerce on the ground floor. There was this comment about how it says no structure will be approved that is different in quality, form, color, and relationship. And the opponent kept putting in brackets to the adjacent property, which in my opinion is exactly the opposite of what the PDO says, because if your project has to be exactly the same as the one next to it, you're going to have no variety. It will be unity all the way down the street. And so I think it means what it says. It means that there has to be the difference in quality and what have you is for the area and not specifically for just the one property next door. And this, from the pictures that I've seen, it does show that it has a similar height, color, form, and relationship to other projects within the neighborhood. The Calle Clara, I did help to write the update to the street design manual. So far as I can tell, this is actually a local commercial street, so the minimum curb-to-curb width would be 44 feet if you wanted to call it a street. As it is, as Ms. Gonzalez said, it has to have a sidewalk in order to be a street. I have asked that the La Jolla community have some kind of education with respect to the Americans with Disabilities Act. It requires a sidewalk. Excuse me. So since there isn't a sidewalk on the property on either side, it cannot be considered a street. There are other things, but it is functioning as an alley. I could talk about several other things, but so far as the CDP, the SDP, and the tentative map waiver, I agree entirely with staff, and I think that this is an appropriate project